beautiful ignited souls. I am Crimey Queen and thank you for joining me on this beautiful day, morning, evening, whatever it is, wherever you are. So I just thought that I would do something light and hopefully short as well. And just if you're like me, sometimes you want something just for amusement and just something light. It makes sense and make it light. And so that's what I'm endeavoring to do by doing the numerical value for the word right now. When you just want something to just amuse yourself right now, this right now effect. So I have already done the numerical value here for right now, and this is again to help save a little time. So putting this together, of course, is 15. This equals 15, and it probably would help that we get pens that really right. So this is the third one now. So 15. And of course, 15, when we do the numerical value for the word 15, FIFTEEN, this equals 38, and 38 is 11. Now let's not forget as well if we add these two digits together because we are doing numerology, this would give us number 6. It'd be interesting for us to do 1 and 5 and see how. I have done this, I'm sure I have, but 1, so we could do 1 here, ONE, and this equals 7. It's 16, so 1 plus 6 is 7. And if we did 5, FIVE, 5 is 24, 2 plus 4 is 6. This is interesting. Okay, 2 plus 4 is 6. So adding this together would be 13. 1 plus 3 is 4. Okay, so we see that 15 has a sort of foundation with it. And this really brings to mind the relationship that 15 has with what I call the incubator, which is here, this column right here, where supposedly Christ had, this is a demarcation, or this is indicative of the sacrifice or the Last Supper, put it this way, the Last Supper, and where Christ was with the 12 disciples, and of course he would have been the 13th. This is where the bond was. There was a bond all the time, but this is representing the basket or the bucket of wine and the bread and all of those things. So this is where the relationship, the agreement, and all those things were forming number 2 right here, or letter B. And this as well is so important that we understand, like adding this together, because this is the language we have been given. So this equals 6. This column here, we could say 6 plus 2 is 8. So this is like a template of the whole agreement that was formed right there. Okay, so another way of looking at this is that we are number 6. This is a new Genesis, and Christ going through this experience, or this sacrifice. It was about a new creation to, of course, be risen from the dead or the grave, rise up again, and to save mankind. So this would be a new man. Okay, so let's get a pointer. Number 15, we know, comes right here in the middle of numbers 1 to 9. And this is again the language that we have been given, the numbers and letters. Again, if we added 5 plus 6 here, that would be 11. And this is what we have for 15 right here. Even in the word 15, we can see we have 11 right here. And by adding here, NEW, this is 15. NEW here is 15. But even added to 5 here is showing us its true nature, which is 11, and that's how Jesus came about as well. So this is just to show when we say right now, how present we are. This is why sometimes you hear Christians or something happen and they call, oh, Jesus, this is a exclamation of presence. But I don't know how people relate to those things, but I read into things, if you like, and this is like calling, this is the language that have been learned, and to get that the present vibration right there. So right now, this is where we say, come here right now. I'm going to do this right now. This is calling the present into being, right? Your acknowledgement of the present. Now, it's also interesting to say a little bit more on the word present, because present is really that which was the gift I call the serpent in the garden. So I have done a lot on this, but so we won't do too much more on this. So we did here, for instance, 15, breaking this down in a different way. We can also look at before we do this, we can also look at number 6. Number 6, of course, when we do the numerical value for the word 6, S-I-X, this gives us 16. 1 plus 6 is 7. And this is what I'm talking about, being present. Because the word present equals 7. And the word serpent also equals 7. So I want to keep these in a way that you understand it and not lose you in the process, because that's what the serpent does. The serpent is very wise, so it shows you something and then it leads you on to another. It's like a movie, something happens, and although nowadays if you could probably read what is going to happen, or you could say, oh, I didn't see that coming. So this is what happens here. So to show you how 15 is also 7, is that, or 38, how it's interrelated. We could look at 1, O-N-E, hair, which we already have seen. O-N-E is 60, hair is 7, because it equals 16. And so 16 would be 7. And we also look at the other one, which is hair, and this is a symbol that you would be familiar with. I must get the terminology because I know it's something Pisces or something like this, but we are talking. So this is where life came in. So 1, of course, is another 7. 7 plus 7 is 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. So here we could see, because we had 2 creations, we could see that 6 days of creation here, another 6 day of creation here. This is how we could say all these are very much related. So 5, the numerical value for 5, as well as we may have done somewhere else, okay, would give us 6, which really falls in line with this. So we could see that the cycle is like the serpent goes round. This is where it bites its tail. So here we have 7 plus 7 is 14. Let's just do it here. And again, if we did the numerical value for the word 14, it's 41. So it's like looking in the mirror. So this is, I love 14 in this way. And 1 plus 4 is 5. So another thing we could do to see the relationship, that's if you could do this by yourself and have fun with it. You could look at 1 and you could look at 4, because 1 is 7 and 4 is 6. That gives us 13, which ties in with the 13 at the Last Supper. Christ and the disciples. So all of that is showing the same relationship that we have been talking about. Okay, and so what we really want to do here as well, I have looked at this in different contexts. We have looked at 3, we had looked at 8, but this is where, as in numerology, we have looked at 7. You could do 7 plus 7. Again, this shows us how we are in 2020 and why it is so crucial that we pay attention to this 2020, because 7 is 2 and 7 is 2. So this is 22. We are like in a 2-2 year. You could put it this way. And of course, that is 4. And so here it goes back to this 4 foundational that we got in the start of the presentation with 15. Okay, which I'm trying to remember, to be honest. Okay, all right, so adding this together, we had, this is what gave us 15. When we say right now, we can say now is also 16, just as it will with the word one. Okay, so I just really want to get you thinking about or looking at words and really understanding the impact of the vibration that we are sending out and how we use them. So right now I'm going to conclude on this, because there is so much more we could do with this. So we had, yeah, this is where we had the 4. Yeah, so we had 1 5, which gives us 4, and that's what I was just talking about, how we had 4 again. Okay, so I feel that this is really giving a good explanation on how we have the new, and that 15 is always presenting something new. This is why we could say, back to the word devil, where people say, so for instance, the word devil, like in the tarot, is number 15. So we could see here why the devil, D-E-V-L, oh, come on, pens. I think I'm talking and my breath is drying it out. All right. Okay, let's try this one. This is, okay, so DEVIL, devil. So I think I said DVL, yeah, devil. Okay, so we have 4 5 4 9 3. Okay, so this is 9 and 9, 18, 19, 22, 25. This is 25. 25. And this is what we were talking about. This is where they say that the serpent was the devil. SERPENT. Serpent is 34. And that is 7. So just to show how that works out, how you could see the relationship. But devil is the word lived, LIVED. So that means it's also 25. And of course, this is 7. And we can see that how we have 7, like the word now, really present. This is why we should just really make this to see the fun side of it. This is why the devil always shows up. The devil is always present, is always now, and the present is like the serpent, SERPENT, which is 7. So we could see when we say right now, the word right is 8. So there is a setting. 8 is like a set. So it's like to right now. Of course, this is always indicating 2 phases or 2 faces with number 8. And as we say, that's 15, and that shows you that you are being here, right here. But this is where it is also said, when you are in Christ, you are a new creature, because this is where number 5 comes in, and that is Christ, who came to save mankind. And to show the total relationship with Christ, 5 plus 6 is 11. Jesus equals 11. And we're going to conclude on this, because I just want to keep this short. And you can watch any of my videos on number 11 or 1 or something like this. And so what was I going to add? Jesus. JESUS is 15151. Adding this together is 6, 12, 11. So 11. And that means that Jesus embodies the five gods, which is indicative, which is indicating the five gods right there, or the five of whatever is. So I leave you with this, and we're on 15 minutes and 26 seconds. So let's leave this on the 15 minutes because we were talking about 15. Do join me, do like and subscribe and share, and join me again when we have more in depth knowledge on numerology, because I am your partner in crime, Crimey Queen.